A lot of what we are currently being told about home organization is a total lie. And I think it's mainly due to the fact that many of us are getting home organization tips and hacks in little bite-sized pieces. A 30-second reel, a bullet-pointed post, a quick AI-generated recap. And maybe I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here, but I think there is a great risk to getting everything summarized for us. Quick summaries give the illusion of proficiency. You assume that you got the gist and that's enough to understand the concept, but without details, we often think that we know more than we do, and it leaves us with a really overly simplified or even slightly misleading version of reality. And I know this because I haven't just consumed short form content, but I've created it. A lot of it. And so much of the meat and intricacy of ideas has to get cut out in order to get bite-sized pieces of content. Sometimes this is really great. There is nothing wrong with getting some content summarized for you, obviously, but considering now that pretty much all of our content is now just a summarized version, I think that we're missing out on, well, the bigger picture. When organization content is cut down into tiny little snippets, you find yourself buying into lies about organization that will make you feel like you're failing when really you're not failing. It's just that you don't have all of the information that you need to use the systems correctly. So let's break down some of those lies right now in a longer, not summarized, not bite-sized piece of content. And in case you're new here, hi, my name is Kallie Branciforte, also known as That Practical Mom, and I share content every week on YouTube about how to simplify the chaos of life. And I'm really glad that you're here. Okay, lie number one is good organization looks beautiful. No, girl. Sure, sometimes organization is beautiful. It is. We have all seen those rainbow ordered pantries, the picture perfect playroom on Instagram, and listen, they are beautiful. They are, but beauty doesn't always equal function. Very often the prettiest system is the least sustainable because no one in your house can actually keep it up. I will give you a case in point example, file folding clothes. Beautiful. It's beautiful. And I do this with my own clothes sometimes. And I used to do this for my kids' clothes back when I had 1 and 2 kids, but then I had 4 kids and I do not have time to maintain that system. The system I use now is called get the clean clothes in the drawer. Why the heck is there so much laundry? Didn't I just wash this? How many t-shirts do you even wear? And also, where are all of the socks? It is a very specific honed laundry method. Copyrighted, patent pending. So no, I don't file fold my kids' t-shirts anymore. Does that mean that I suck at organizing? No. It doesn't, because with multiple kids and a full-time job, I have 2 choices. I can let the clean clothes sit until I have time to fold them very pretty and file fold them into the drawers, which may be 2042 when my youngest goes to college, or I can just get the clean clothes in the right drawers and move on. This is still organized. There isn't clean laundry cluttering the space. When my child needs a shirt, they know where the shirt is, and I am left with my sanity intact. Part of my sanity. Debatable how much sanity is left, but there's some in there a little bit. Good organization looks like whatever makes your life easiest to do. If it's functional and it makes it so that you can physically get it put away, then that is good organization. And it's good organization even if it wouldn't get featured in a magazine. Lie number 2, you're just not an organized person. Organization is not a personality trait, and research backs me up on this one. Studies in cognitive psychology have shown that executive functioning skills, these are things like planning and task management and organizing, can be strengthened with practice. Studies consistently show that organization is not something you are born with, but is a skill that you learn, which means good for you. If you're not organized right now, you can learn how. For example, middle school students who went through an organizing and planning skills program showed significant improvements in how they manage materials, they turned in their assignments on time. Similar results have been found with college students and even children with ADHD and behavioral challenges. When they are taught concrete strategies for organizing and planning, those skills measurably improve. In other words, organization works like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. Lie number 3, one size fits all. If there was truly like a one right way to organize, we would all just be doing it, and then we would be perfectly organized, and I wouldn't even have a job making videos online about helping you get more organized. But alas, there isn't. We all have different homes and different lives and different brains, and we all think different ways. What works for your best friend or the person you scrolled by on your phone may not work for you. For example, some people thrive with like super detailed filing systems. I, on the other hand, cannot be that detailed. I will never, ever like file a paper in a folder that says utilities 2004 quarter 1. No, I have like one folder that just says bills, and that's it, because that's the way my brain works. Organization is personal. If you have tried a method and it didn't work for you, it's not because you're bad at organizing. It's because that method wasn't made for you, your lifestyle, or the way that you think. Lie number 4, you do it once and you're done. I gotta be honest, I kind of wish this one was true. Imagine that you just like organize your closet and then it just stayed organized. The reality is that organization isn't a one-time event, it is a system you maintain. Womp womp. Yes, you will end up wearing your clothes and washing your clothes and wondering once again, where the heck are all the socks? Where are all the socks? And thus you must maintain the system that you created in your closet and elsewhere. It'll look beautiful for a while, it'll be easy to maintain, but as the weeks and months go on, you will have busy weekends and you will get a new sweater, you'll get rid of an old pair of boots, and slowly it might start to look disorganized again. I find with many people, this is where they sort of just give up. They assume that they are not good at organizing. Like, if you were good at organizing, would your closet ever look like this? But it will, because not to toot my own horn, but I consider myself generally pretty decent at organizing, but this is my closet 2 days ago. Because the last 4 weeks of my life have been back to school, 3 of my 4 kids got sick, had a big work project, life happened, as life tends to do. But I know that this doesn't mean that I suck at organization. It just means that life happened and this needs to be tended to. Organization requires routine. It requires that you tend to it in some type of frequency. Some areas needing to be tended to more frequently than others. And on top of that, some organization needs will shift as your routines and life changes as well. Lie number 5 is that if it's hidden, it's organized. I'm one of those people that can't really get going and be productive in my day when it is messy. And I know that I'm not alone. Clutter is linked to procrastination. So listen, don't get me wrong. Sometimes just shoving some stuff out of sight gives me the mental clarity that I need to tackle the day that I have ahead. But hidden clutter is still clutter. All you've done is make it more likely that you're going to forget to organize it and more likely that you're going to forget that you even had it. Good organization is about ease and accessibility. You should be able to get to your stuff when you need it and know where it is when you need to put it away. So sure, hide it sometimes, but know that that's not a solution. Lie number 6, you need less stuff. You just need less stuff. This one is actually kind of a truth and it's kind of a lie. It's confusing, I know, let me explain. Having less stuff absolutely makes organizing easier because, well, spoiler alert, you have less stuff. But the lie is that less stuff alone will magically make you organized. Here's why. 1, stuff doesn't organize itself. I wish that it did. It doesn't. You can own half as many things, but those things still need to be organized. They need a home. They need to be tended to. They need routines and systems to get them managed. And 2, that there's something called clutter creep. Clutter is going to come back into your home. Even if you do a massive purge, life will bring new things through the door. And if you don't have a system to stay organized and handle clutter creep, you are just going to end up in the same place again in a couple of months or in a year. I like to think of it like this. Decluttering is a step, but it's not the whole staircase. I love a good analogy like that. And finally, lie number 7, a single product is the cure. If I had $1 for every time I thought this bin will solve all my organizing problems, I would have enough money to buy more bins. And with all these bite-sized organizing videos that we see these days, a lot of these products are out there being styled really pretty in a video showing us how some product made something so much better and so much more organized for somebody else. And yes, products can help, but they are a supporting role, not the hero, kind of like Robin to Batman, okay? And just because a product worked in someone else's home doesn't mean that it'll necessarily work in your home. Sure, a pretty pull-out drawer might work really great if you have a builder-grade kitchen with clean lines and open shelves, but it might not work if you have a rental property or you're dealing with an older home with weird-shaped cabinets that are awkward sizes. Products help when they are the right product for you in your space. But at the end of it all, if you don't declutter and develop routines and systems for your stuff before introducing products, no amount of fancy acrylic organizers will help keep it tidy. So those were the big 7 lies about organization that I often see people sort of getting caught up in, and some of the truths on the other side of them. So hopefully this video helps you find a way to tackle organization in your home that maybe feels a little more approachable or that makes more sense for you and your house and your life. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to yourself and others, and I will see you all in my next video.